You really need to start a business online, on social media, whichever, platform maybe you're choosing. What is it that you actually need to know in order to be able to do this? So if you're new on here, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, it's good to see you. My name is Brooke DeSantis from brookedesantis.org, where you can find tips, tools, and resources to help you build your business on social media without paying for ads. That's right, all organically, because that is what I think most people are looking for. Because if you're starting out, you don't want to dump your money into ads. So anyway, let's dive in. And oh, by the way, let me know what social media platform you're tuning in from, whether you're YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, or I don't think I have TikTok up today, but whatever platform you're tuning in from, let me know. I always like to see where you're all chilling at, right? So let's talk about this. How much experience do you really need? What do you need to know in order to be able to make some extra income on social media? Well, I think, anyway, from my own experience, I started in the network marketing space in 2012. And it was all in person, belly to belly, they call it. I did like the job fairs and the craft fairs, and I did little parties at the restaurants. And, when I started, I just wanted to be able to afford tires for my CRV because I hadn't blown them yet, but there wasn't much tread. It was about to happen. So anyway, came across these ladies, had no idea what I was getting myself into when I started out, but it turned out to be really good because not only did I make enough to be able to get those tires, I was able to continue and grow my business. And then fast forward to like 2017-ish, I wanted to bring my business on social media, and I was so used to the in-person stuff, and I wasn't really sure, what to do, how to go about it. And I will tell you, I did it completely backwards. If you're one of those people who learned how to build a business on social media backwards, raise your hand, because I was one of them. I came across these people. They're like, oh, you need a website, you need blogs, you need this, you need that. Started all that and realized real fast that unless you're an influencer, unless you already have like a huge following and a lot going on, that's not going to work for you. Also, because there's so much advertising now, like think about it. You go on YouTube, you go on social media, you go on even just to watch TV, there's advertising everywhere. And you just assume that you have to do what those people are doing. And that is completely false, completely wrong. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn in the beginning because I was so used to, all the marketing that you see and then all the stuff that I did in person, right? And so anyway, luckily I found this community where I started learning some different things. And I will tell you, it was kind of like a process for me to figure out what it is that I needed to focus on because there's so many different leaders out there. And so here is the thing. There are many different things that you can do. Finding what works for you is the most important. But I will tell you, if you try to do it from the standpoint of an influencer, you're going to make it a lot harder on yourself. It's more of those in like one-on-one conversations or the directing people into different things where you can share stuff with them when you're just starting out, when you're just learning, or maybe you've just been kind of stuck, right? I know a lot of network marketers that I've talked with, they might have been through like 10 different companies and they say they haven't found the one that works for them. And that could possibly be true, but it could also be that you haven't found the one that resonates with what it is that you want to do, right? I think one of the most important things that I learned when I came into the team that I'm in now is keeping things simple really helps people a lot. Like when I've got new clients, they've got a simple checklist they can follow. When I have new teammates, they've got a simple checklist that they can follow. So you do it, you build it up, you go day by day. Because one of the things that I've heard other people speak on, and I've experienced myself when I work with new people, is that this idea of like an employee mindset. You know, you go to work, they tell you what to do, you do it, and if you do your job, you get paid, right? And the thing of it is, if you own your own business, if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing your own stuff, it's your own action that's going to matter. It's not the combined things of people telling you and directing you. And so anyway, you have to get really clear on what it is that you need to do, because think about it. If you're at an actual job and you are, you know what task you have to do. So you do that task, you go step by step, you get it done, you're there. But when it's something of your own and you don't have someone telling you what to do, how to do it, a lot of times you can get wrapped up in your own head, right? Where are my overthinkers at? Because, yep, that was me too. And I won't lie, sometimes I still get there. I feel like overthinking is something that if you've done it in the past is one, a really hard habit to break. And two, it comes back off and on, right? So having really a clear defined method, a clear defined action step kind of thing to follow, think about it. If you are trying to go up a ladder, you're going to take it step by step. If you are trying to get somewhere, you're going to follow a map and follow the directions. So like when people come into my team, I've got step by step. Okay, this is what you do first. This is what you do next. And if they choose to do it, that's their own choice, right? But it comes down to that employee mindset. Either they're going to take charge of their own life and their own actions, or they're going to fall off the wagon because they're just not ready. You might not be ready, and that's okay. It might be an idea that you're playing with, or maybe you're making things too hard. Like it took me a few different companies. It actually took me 3 companies to find the one that I was able to be successful with, right? And so I've been here for a few years now. But what I love is that we keep it simple, because companies in the past, like I was in this one, they dump you with like all this information and all this stuff, and it's overwhelming. You don't know where to start because there's too much of it. And it looks like you're not able to do it, right? It looks like it's too much. You're not going to fit it in your diet. So the way that we do it, the way that I work with my teammates is, okay, this is where you start. Do this first. Once you've done this, we can go here next. And it's that simple step by step that can make it so much easier when you're first trying to get started. Or maybe if you've been started for a while and kind of stuck, those simple step by steps can help you get into momentum. Because growing this big snowball of things, you're not gonna start with your giant snowman. Since we're in winter time, I'm gonna go with a snowman analogy, I guess. You're not going to get your snowman by just taking a bunch of snow and throwing shovels of snow out, right? You got to start small, get your little ball of snow, and you're going to roll it up and roll it, and then you get your bigger ball, right? And then eventually, as everything grows, you get what you want. And so if you are someone who makes things too hard on yourself, or if you're someone who really needs guidance, having too much information is sometimes a bad thing. People who come into network marketing who have a lot of experience with all these different companies, because they want to do all this different stuff that they've been told instead of follow the simple steps, they make it so hard on themselves that it's just another company they fail at. And that's where a lot of times I've seen people get stuck, because they're like, well, I failed before, so I can't do it now. Or it didn't work for me, so this one's not going to work for me. But it's more likely that you're getting stuck in your own head. You're making things harder on yourself, and you are not taking it step by step. Start small, and then go from there, right? So if you want to know more about what I do, if you want some ideas to help you with what you've got going on, let me know. Love to help you out. And I hope you found this helpful. Have a wonderful night.